In Paris, the famous Louvre Museum was always known as one of the safest buildings in the world. But one day it was robbed in broad daylight.
A hunt is underway for thieves after priceless jewels were stolen from one of the world's most famous museums.
Things we normally see only in Hollywood movies actually happen in real life, right in front of everyone. On the morning of October 19th, 2025, the Louvre Museum opened for visitors as usual. The guards were at their posts, and tourists from all over the world started entering the museum. By 8:30 a.m., the museum had been open for about half an hour. Then, on the side of the museum, facing the River Seine, something unusual happened. A truck, normally used to lift furniture to higher floors, stopped near the museum wall. The truck had a mechanical lift attached to it, but this time, it wasn't carrying any furniture, and the people inside definitely didn't have good intentions. There were 4 people in this group. They were wearing yellow and orange vests, just like construction workers, but their faces were covered with balaclavas. 2 of them extended the mechanical lift and reached a first-floor balcony of the museum. That balcony led to one of the most beautiful areas of the museum, the Gallery of Apollo, where France's royal treasures were displayed. However, there was a big problem. A very thick glass wall blocked the way into the gallery. Once the thieves reached the balcony, they took an industrial-grade disc cutter out of their bags. Within seconds, they cut a hole in the glass and managed to enter the gallery. Everything happened so fast that the security guards didn't even realize what was going on at first. But the moment they cut the glass, the museum security alarm went off. The guards in the gallery saw the thieves, but the thieves didn't care. They threatened the guards with their power tools and continued their work. Following protocol, the guards quickly started evacuating tourists from the gallery. The museum was now filled with panic and confusion. One witness later said that people were completely terrified. No one understood what was happening. While police and staff were busy guiding scared visitors outside, the 2 thieves calmly broke the display cases inside the gallery, took 9 priceless treasures, and climbed out through the same hole in the glass back onto the balcony. Their 2 partners were waiting for them below. The thieves quickly climbed down the lift's ladder, jumped onto the scooters, and sped away. Everything happened so fast that no one had time to react or even understand what was going on. According to the police, the thieves stayed inside the museum for only 4 minutes, and the entire operation, from parking the truck, extending the stairs, cutting the glass, stealing the treasures, and escaping, took only 8 minutes in total. While escaping, they even tried to set the lift truck on fire so the police wouldn't find any fingerprints or clues. But a brave museum staff member saw them and stopped them before they could burn the truck. The thieves then escaped along the riverbank, reached the Paris Ring Road, the Boulevard Périphérique, and from there got onto the A6 motorway. This daylight robbery was an embarrassment for France. But the big question remained: what exactly was stolen from the museum? What items did the thieves target? When officials assessed the damage, the entire country fell into grief. The stolen items were not only financially valuable, they were culturally and historically priceless. According to the Ministry of Culture, a total of 8 precious items were stolen from the Louvre. You might remember that earlier I said 9. Yes, the thieves did steal 9 items, but while escaping, they accidentally dropped one on the road. The item that fell was a 170-year-old crown belonging to Empress Eugenie, the wife of Napoleon III. This crown had been specially made for her in 1855. When the thieves were pulling the crown through the hole in the glass wall, the hole was too small. They forced it out, which damaged the crown, and then it fell to the ground, causing even more scratches. The museum director later said that the crown might be reparable, but the loss of the other 8 items can never be fully recovered. The 8 stolen treasures included a beautiful tiara of Empress Eugenie, a brooch belonging to her, an emerald necklace and matching earrings of Empress Marie-Louise, the second wife of Napoleon Bonaparte, a sapphire set from Queen Marie-Amélie and Queen Hortense, which included a tiara, a necklace, and 1 earring, and a rare reliquary brooch, a special type of jewel. All these items were from the 19th century and they were decorated with thousands of diamonds, emeralds, sapphires, and other precious stones. These were not just pieces of jewelry. They were part of France's royal history. According to one estimate, the gold, gems, and diamonds used in these items were worth around $2 million. But when you think about which royal families these jewels belong to, even $102 million or even $1 billion would not be enough to replace them. That is why these treasures were called priceless. The surprising thing was that the thieves didn't touch the most valuable items in the gallery. For example, the famous Regent diamond, which alone is worth about 51 million euros, $60 million, was left untouched. Other famous diamonds like the Sanchi and the Hortensio were also in the same room, but the thieves ignored them. This is why investigators believe the thieves came with a specific order and already knew exactly what to steal. The Paris prosecutor's office said that the damage wasn't about money. It was a loss to the history of France. But this raises a big question. How could the world's most famous museum, visited by millions of people every year, have such a huge security failure? When the investigation started, many shocking details came out. Early reports in the French media said that in the section of the museum where the robbery happened, 1 out of every 3 rooms had no CCTV camera at all. Yes, the world's largest museum didn't even have full camera coverage. And the external cameras that were installed didn't completely cover the balcony where the thieves broke the glass and entered. But an even bigger shock came when French Senator Nathalie Goulet told the BBC that the alarm which rang was actually the main museum alarm, not the local balcony alarm. The balcony had its own alarm system, but it had stopped working a few days earlier. If that alarm had been working, security would have known the moment the thieves climbed onto the balcony. Right after the robbery, the museum director accepted the security failure and offered her resignation to the Ministry of Culture. But her resignation was not accepted. This robbery has raised serious questions about the security of museums across France. And this wasn't the first incident. In 1911, the famous Mona Lisa painting was stolen from this same museum. A former museum employee took the painting, hid it under his coat, and walked out easily. The painting was recovered 2 years later in Italy when the thief tried to sell it. In fact, that theft is one of the reasons why the Mona Lisa became so famous. Later, in 1976, King Charles X's sword was stolen from the Louvre. 3 thieves broke a window, entered the museum, and escaped with the sword. It has never been recovered. The last major theft before this one happened in 1998, when thieves removed a painting from its frame in broad daylight and escaped. That painting is still missing. Now, after 27 years, another major robbery has taken place. Fortunately, on Saturday, October 25, 2025, the police arrested 2 suspects who appear to have strong links to the robbery. The police had collected around 150 DNA samples and fingerprints from the scene, including from helmets, gloves, and the truck. The suspects were arrested based on DNA matches, and one of them even has a previous record of gold theft. Police are hopeful that they will soon catch all the thieves and the mastermind behind the Paris Museum robbery. However, it has not yet been confirmed whether any of the stolen items have been recovered. After the theft, the museum remained closed until October 2nd, and the Apollo Gallery is still closed. The police say this was a highly organized and professional robbery, and the investigation is still ongoing.